Supergiant's Hades is a fast-paced, punishing, and highly rewarding game. From its dynamic coloring and evocative sound design, down to the customizable fighting styles and underlying narrative. You play as Zagreus, son of Hades, in his battle to move out of home and into the frat house that is Mount Olympus, as your overly attractive cousins have invited you over to their latest party. The game starts off slow and elusive. You gain power-ups you're not sure how to use and get thrown into a kiddie pool of monsters until eventually you hit your first wall and have to start from the beginning. The very beginning. Depending on how quickly you get accustomed, which for me was a while, you spend the first hour playing the same level all over again. But this time, it's been completely altered. New enemies, new power-ups, and new maps. This game loves to slowly edge out the boundary of how far you can run, letting you fight just a little bit further each time, occasionally hitting bumps, but after enough time, you work yourself into a rhythm and start tearing through hordes of enemies. The fighting in this game is fluid and balanced in your favor. You can pull off combos with ease, flowing between moves and enemies as you dart around the map. The main antagonist of this game is not any particular enemy outside of bosses, but the occasional hits you take that slowly chip away at your health, until eventually you are knocked out of the ring and down the river Styx. My first run through, I kept waiting to die just to see what I could be expecting on the horizon when I would be visiting the House of Hades again and again. The regular slew of characters being a welcome delight after the heart-pumping battle that sent you back home. The gear that makes Hades function so colorfully is dying itself. Every other game you look at uses a game over system. You die, short loading screen, and then it's back to business. Some games really take it to the next level when it comes to incorporating it, and Hades is one of them. Every death you experience is mentioned. The progress you made is used to taunt you. That makes your slip-ups that much more infuriating, and your progression that much more satisfying. What is usually a basic and unaltered feature of video games is an aspect that this game hinges on in its storytelling. While you don't enjoy losing all your progress, it's interesting going back to the House of Hades to see what's happening. Characters will have news for you, you get to pet your dog, mum and dad are fighting again. Hades does not pull punches with the story either. You hit the ground running hearing about the expert escape you've planned with the gods at your side, and every moment from then on you are meeting god after goddess as each of your extended family come by to introduce themselves, drop off late birthday presents, and tell you about how much they love you and dislike your dad. The characters here serve little mechanical purpose, but the rewards they hand out in the form of divine powers help you out immensely. Each deity giving out power-ups that are themed to their domain, with Poseidon's wave attacks throwing back enemies, Ares doling out high damage in every instance, and Dionysus doing exactly what he does best. With enough choices and where to go level by level, you do get to customize your build based on your route, a feature that is not pointed out but is something you remember. This doesn't even begin to cover the huge number of various other attributes that can change up your playthrough, such as the nectar bottles that you can gift in the form of potions of your affection to whomever you please, gemstone rewards to upgrade your house, the random occurrence of chaos portals for extreme rewards with a hefty cost, as well as the darkness, an immaterial currency used to make permanent upgrades to your character. The main benefit of this game is its variety, all in weapons, powers, gods, enemies, and map design. It is thorough in its format, because without it you would be playing a repetitive slog of the same game endlessly, and that is where it sets itself apart from its premise. Hades loves to hand you new things on a silver platter and ask, hey, do you like this? If not, there'll be a new one in 5 seconds, so don't even worry about it. It's fast, it's interesting, and most importantly, it's rewarding. Even after you've cleared the first boss, fighting the first few levels again still feels fun because your rewards don't diminish over time. A good enough power-up at level 1 can carry you all the way to the next level and beyond. So a good enough build isn't wasted if you get it early on.
Oh, great.
And by the way, I did check. No, the Bone Hydra is not a romance option. No game can be that perfect. This sense of variety sticks around for a while. I was on my 30th run of the game and still found new story elements being thrown my way that also impact your gameplay. This game has 300,000 words of dialogue. It is a gigantic but true statement when I say that every one of them matters. Hades doesn't hold your hand either. In the entirety of my playthrough, the only thing I noticed is explaining with the fighting moves of each weapon option. Each description box is so small and inoffensive to the eyes that it is hardly even noticed. As for the enemies themselves, you can go into the compendium and look up each one if you want, or you can notice them for the first time and wait for Zagreus to yell their name.
Bone rakers.
Works well enough for me. Hades is detailed as hell, challenging on every playthrough, features an assortment of fun and interesting characters that make regular appearances, it will keep you on your toes while making you feel powerful, and allows for a sweeping breadth of romance options while you play. Would you like to romance the ferryman of the river Styx? Because you can!